Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to Game Day edition of Eagles Talk. Look, I got my pink on because it's the last day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I should have done this earlier, but with all that was going on, I apologize immensely for not recognizing this a little earlier in the month. But just because it's the last day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month doesn't mean that being aware of breast cancer should stop after the day. We should be always aware of that. And shots out and congratulations to all the brave survivors of breast cancers. And our condolences go out to those who did not survive and their family members and friends. But it's very imperative that if you're a woman, and even a men can get breast cancer also if you research it. But for you women, please go and have the exams done necessary. Check your breasts to make sure that you are lump free and all right, because it is a killer amongst women. And I know of plenty of survivors, brave survivors. Robin Hart, the Hart family, they run a organization, Heart to Heart, and shout out to them today. A friend of mine, Michelle Zeta, uh, breast cancer survivor, very brave woman, lives down in Dallas. And everyone who is a breast cancer survivor, please take the necessary precautions and make sure you are okay. I'm your man, Dante the Dark Knight. We are Game Day Eagles right now. Before I move on, let me just say a happy belated birthday to my sister Kelly Briscoe. I did miss her birthday, and I promised not to miss it, but I missed it anyway. I did. And Friday, I was in a panic. I was like, oh, it's Kelly's birthday. Oh, no, it's not Kelly's birthday. It's only the 29th. Kelly's birthday is tomorrow. Good. I got a day. Day came, I still missed it. Woke up this morning. Damn, I missed Kelly's birthday. I had to send a shout out to her this morning. Early this morning, I woke up like 7:30, first thing on my mind, like, oh, I missed it anyway. But happy birthday, sis. You know I love you. You know I love you. All right, let's move on because that's about as happy as it's going to be today, today in this show. I'm sorry, I'm lying. It's going to be happier than that, but I will. I like to get us hyped, get us motivated, get us ready to go as our Philadelphia Eagles take on another opponent. I don't care what's going on prior to the game. On game day, we are diehard Eagles fans, and I try to get everybody up for the game. But I'm going to admit that I will open up with my displeasure. I have to revisit that because this is a crucial game this week with the way this season has been going thus far. This is a crucial game. So I'm going to touch a little bit on the dissatisfaction that I have with these Philadelphia Eagles before I move into a more positive space of getting behind our Eagles and rooting for a win for them. So I'm with my man, Patrick Sandlin. Pat, let's start the first quarter.
You're now listening to the First Quarter.
All right, you're looking at Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Not saying that we're better than the networks, we're better than these other shows that are out there and all that, but we're for the fans by the fans. We don't have a broadcast journalist background. We're just having fun talking about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. If you are a regular to the show, you know that I am abstaining. I'm on a sabbatical right now because my birthday was very rough. So I'm doing a 30-day detox, and I will not be taking shots today. So I'll be sipping on my coffee because I'm getting hyped up for the game. And Pat, what will you be doing? You
So
look like
I,
you had a rough night last night, Pat. You all right?
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It was rough. It was a little rough, but I'm good. I was going to sustain also, but this is my birthday month, man. What am I doing?
Oh,
Got the big
yeah.
bottle of Jameson.
All right, big bottle of Jameson, Pat. You just do it afterwards. You gotta break in
Yeah,
between there, between your birthday and Christmas. Do that. That's what I did.
that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
That's exactly
I
what I'm
did
gonna
that.
do.
All right, so everybody join Pat, man. Join Pat, and let's toast our Philadelphia Eagles. Everyone, down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. Oh, forgot to take my shot. Okay, all right. So here we go, man. Our Philadelphia Eagles, last time we seen our heroes, they were in a complete mess. I don't know if they've cleaned that mess up. A lot of it probably hasn't been, but we'll see if they've cleaned up the on-field mess in just under an hour. But we've been having a rough time of it, man. The coach is giving speeches about flowers, and then they look like they are in over their heads. The
Hmm.
whole coaching staff read a report not too long ago that the leaders of the team kind of got into dialogue on the way home from that last discouraging, embarrassing game, and we'll see because they think that they had a great week of practice and they think that the team is still buying in. So we're going to see if that is evident or if that's true come today at 1 o'clock. But I can't help but continue uh, the dialogue on this is a disgrace. This coaching staff is not living up to its to our hopes. It's not living up to our hopes. You know, he had a bad opening day press
Yeah,
conference.
it was
That is Nick
terrible.
Sirianni. It's terrible. Sounded unprepared. And now that we look at 7 games, his team looks unprepared.
Hmm.
And the play calling is suspect. It's all over the place, defensively and offensively. The team they don't seem to be putting their players in the best position to take advantage of what they do best, and I think that's like number one in what you to be a good coach is you got to recognize the talent you have and then put them in the best position for them to succeed. Pat, please elaborate on that.
It's hard with this coaching staff to elaborate on putting the players in the best position because they put the facade upon our face. They said during the press conference, they said they were going to do that. They're going to put design plays for their best players. And how you do that is the first drive last week. You run the football. You help your quarterback out. You know the deficiencies that he have with straight up dropping back and passing the ball 40 times a game. So therefore, you put him in a position where as though the offense is working together. The offense the cohesion with the offense is working smoothly. That first drive was perfect. Dante. That first drive was what had everything that we always wanted for the whole season. You wanted to run the ball, play action off of the under center. You had the offensive lineman going forward, dominating line of scrimmage. Then I guess you got to call for Halfrey, so you're running the ball too much, and you changed the philosophy that you had in that first drive. You're not putting your players in your best position. You had Miles Sanders healthy. He could be a great running back if you don't just hand him the ball in a shotgun set. Give him the ball where he can see where he needs to go. Give him a ball where he can see where needs to go instead of just being like a draw play. A shotgun handoff is more or less a draw play. All right, let's be honest. That's a draw play. Um, our defensive coordinator, you have athletes on that side of the field. I don't know about our linebackers, but you have athletes on that side of the field. Utilize them, man. What the hell? You have Darius Slay. He's being paid as number one corner. Let him be that number one corner. Stop playing this cover two, cover three type of concept. Let these monsters up front. Unleash these monsters up front. Blitz. Forget about this. Oh, we got to protect the deep ball. You're killing your defense by having these teams driving down the field on you with 11 and 12 play drives. Nobody in the NFL, nobody in whoever has played football, period, can sustain 7, 9, or 12 play drives in a row. Nobody.
No, and the add on to the Darius Slay and the aggressiveness, it just hit me like th- I think Darius Slay is a good corner, still a good corner, still a good corner, right? Do you think that the defensive coordinator doesn't think that he's a great corner because in getting that pressure or to blitz to get that pressure, you have to have confidence in what your corners can do man to man, right? So I don't know. I'm just guessing here because I've been looking at 7 weeks of this. Is it he's not blitzing because he doesn't trust the corners to lock down their man to man, and you have two good press corners? I mean, that's what they do the best. They press coverage. So that would lend to help you if you wanted to get more pressure on the quarterback.
Right.
That you have two good press corners that you could say, all right, you guys take those receivers, and I'm gonna send some extra people to get some pressure on the quarterback. So if he's not doing it, either he's stupid or he doesn't trust those guys. What
Nah,
is it, Pat?
he's stupid.
All right,
He's
okay, all right.
stupid.
I just
I mean,
want. I
I'll be
thought
honest
that's what
with
I
you.
thought. All
I'll
right.
be honest. We had Juan Castillo as our defensive coordinator, and he blitzed more than this guy is.
Yeah.
We had an
yeah,
offensive line coach who was historically one of the best offensive line coaches in the NFL, become our defensive coordinator, and he blitzed more than this guy is going. Like You have to take chances. Being a defensive coordinator, you don't want to get beat, but at the same time, you have to take chances. You have to give these players the ability to make plays, put them in positions to make plays. You're talking about putting these players in the best position and utilizing their talents. You're not utilizing these talents when you're having these guys drop back in these zones. We have an Eric Wilson, by the way, who's inactive today. You have an
All right.
Eric Wilson, and
Well, he's
obviously
been inactive all year, so it doesn't. I mean, that's it's about
you got
time.
you got these guys dropping back in coverage who should not even be in coverage. Like you have two corners that are who are physical corners. They might not be the best press corners in the world, but they are physical corners. But yet you tell them to play 7-8 yards off them on a 3rd and 2. You're not putting your players in the best position out there.
All right, guys. Look, this game here. What's the ramifications if we happen to lose this game? I mean, where are you
Depending on
going
how
to
we
be?
lose. Depending on how
All
we
right,
lose.
yeah, okay. Really? Does it depend on how
Yes.
we lose?
Yes.
I mean, if we play a tough game and we lose by 1, is that going to make you feel better? To an
If-
0-7 team?
If we play a tough game and lose because somebody kicked a 68-yard field goal, then what you say? What you say?
I'm still upset. I'm still upset. I'm still upset because it's a 0-7 team. I mean,
Yeah.
and don't get it wrong. That like I don't feel confident that we will win, and that says a lot because they're 0-7. But and looking at their games, they play hard. They play
Yes.
harder than what we have been competing in, and we're 2-5. They play very hard, so it's not a given that we come into this game and we're supposed to be the 0-7. You know, in years past, that's what we would feel like. Yo, we got them. They're 0-7. But this is not the case. The way our team is playing and the way their team is playing. All right, without further ado, let's bring our third co-host in here, and that's Nichelle. And as we bring Nichelle in, I'm also going to acknowledge our fourth co-host, and that's you guys in the room. I'm sorry I took so long to get to you, but the first person in the room today was JT. He says yes, number 1, and yeah, that is JT. JT got, I don't know, JT, I know your wife, so I don't know why you got multiple counts on this thing, but you got multiple accounts. But anyway, this is JT. I know it's a different name, but it's still JT. Explain that to me, JT. Explain to me why you have multiple accounts. Anyway, second person in the room was Drexel. Drexel says hello, everyone. What's up, Drex? Eddie's in the house, 1 hour to the live Nick Kotite flower sermon. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's funny. Tony Barron, our man from down under in Australia, says fully watered, fertilized, and ready to pop. Okay, all right. If he would have used trees or something like, or another plant, maybe what's that plant that eats the flies and stuff? That's like an intimidating
fly-
plant. What's that? The fly, the Venus flytrap. If you would have
Flytrap.
used
Oh,
that
my
as an
goodness.
example, that would have been a little more
no
tougher
flowers,
than flowers.
no
Not
flowers, no flowers, nothing.
I mean, that's a tough flower. Isn't that a tough flower?
No,
it eats other animals. A tree is like this majestic, tall, and all right, Coach. Titus is in the house. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Shishi Johnson. Let's go Birds. That's what's up." Titus says, "What's up, Eagles fan? What's up?" Javier says, "How can I stream the game?" I don't know. It's a couple of groups out there.
Let's look for your Eagles group. Some people in these different groups, they will have the game streaming. We won't because we don't want to get kicked off of Facebook.
Yeah. How can I watch the games, Eagles fan? Yeah, you got to go to just research some of these Eagles groups because I know they do stream them in there. We just don't do it. Nelson says, "Let's go Birds." Matthew Carpenter says, "We need to fire the whole coaching staff." And that's where I'm getting at. Look, if this, I know it's not going to happen, and I'm not calling for it to happen mid-season. Even me, as bad as down as I am on this coaching staff, I say let them play this year out, give them an opportunity. It's almost like when you gamble, you lose or you win, but you give the other guy an opportunity to win their money back, or you know what I'm saying, or get your money back. Either way. So I'll give them the last 10 weeks to try to turn this thing around. But at the end, if it's not looking good, yeah, they need to be one and done.
Yeah.
All right.
Before we close this quarter, I didn't do something that we normally do. I didn't go through the inactives.
Mm-hmm.
So before I close the score, I'm just gonna go through the inactives real quick.
Okay.
For the Detroit Lions, backup tight end Darren Fells, who was a surprise inactive. Running back Jamal Williams, wide receiver Geronimo Allison, defensive lineman, Jason Cornell, defensive end, Jesse Latimer, and cornerback AJ Parker. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, safety Anthony Harris with both hands and a groin injury. You make up your own one with that. Backup quarterback Reed Sinet, guard Sewer Opir, offensive guard Jack Anderson, cornerback Mac McClain, linebacker Eric Wilson fell out of linebacker rotation, and cornerback Zach McPherson. That's our inactives.
All right, we have to assign somebody in the chat room every week to remind us to do the inactives before we take the first shot. As you see, Pat does not have a very good grasp of some of these people's names, and it gets worse after the shot. So please, somebody remind us.
It's not Zach, it's Zeke or Zach or whatever. Like these names are like. You want to hear a funny what's your name about names? Go to Key and Pill and let them do the NFL
I saw that.
The draft.
Yeah, when they do the draft, yeah,
it's
that's
the same thing right here. It's the same thing, like Sue Oprah or Imperial. What?
All right, let's hit this first quarter, man.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so you're watching Eagles Talk pregame, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by us fans, all of us fans, for us fans, all of us fans. So we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I am on a sabbatical. I am detoxing up until Thanksgiving, so no shots for me until then. And Pat is doing the Jameson. And let me know what you're doing out there. But let's raise our glasses and salute our Philadelphia Eagles. All right, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, second quarter. Let me open up by going to see what you guys are talking about in the chat room. I'll go back a couple comments here. I'll go to this long one. We're not going to be able to see ourselves, but I'm going to read it all. Robert Lee, I'm going to read your comment. Woo! Damn, we can't even see us. All right, look. We have looked less than stellar aside from week 1, and my guy, you are correct. That first drive Philly ran was perfect down the field against the Raiders last week. I just don't get it. I don't get Coach's philosophy. His coach speak, none of it. None of this looks like it makes a world of sense. We look ridiculous. These coaches and coordinators won't make it. If John Hurt struggles in the first half of this Lions game, you bench the kid. Get Minshew into action. Stat, this is a trap. This is a trap.
Game.
Trap game. Okay, I got that. I agree with him there too.
I get it though. I truly get it. I truly understand what you're saying about this game. We need to get back on pace. We need to have understanding of do what's working. If we're able to run the ball with Jordan Howard is active today. If we're able to run the ball and pound the ball with Jordan Howard and Boston Scott, don't switch it up and put a Gainwell in there and say, you know what, I'm going to do RPOs the rest of the game. No, do what works. Make your coaching job easy. You can make your offense easy by doing what works. If you can run in single back formation the whole game and it works, because the play action off that was outstanding. But you got to do it. You got to do it.
This is an interesting comment right here by Jeremiah. Jeremiah says, if we lose this game, we need to tank and get the draft pick so the new coaches next year will have a chance. All right, I disagree to a certain extent. Well, you kind of wrap what my concern is in there too. So if we lose, right, but you're saying that you're already done. Jeremiah, you're saying you're already done with this coaching staff. You're already moved on to the fact that we need a new coaching staff next year. So he's included that in there with that part about so the new coaches next year will have a chance. I was going to say, I don't know if we want to tank because we don't know what we have in these coaches. Like, I was going to give them the last 10 weeks. So if we tank, that means that they're definitely not coaching to win the game, and then we really don't get a full grasp of what they can do. I mean, if we take the first 7 weeks, they're a disaster and they need to go today. But I want to give them a chance. Maybe, because they are young coaches. Maybe they will get it together. Andy Reid was 2-5 at this point in his coaching career, and he turned it around. So I don't want them to tank because we haven't seen them coach well yet. And if they're coaching to lose, we're not going to see that. So that's the only thing I would disagree with that. I would want them to coach to win, and if we happen to get a high draft pick, then we'll take it. But this coaching staff can't afford to throw a game because they need to prove themselves. All right, they need to prove themselves. Nichelle, how are you?
I'm fine.
All right, we're having technical difficulty with her, but she's here for the time being. You are a little off sync, so you might have to do that. Okay. All right, we can hear you well though.
That's good.
Um, let's say, please God, I hope it doesn't, that the game is out of hand at halftime. Y'all want to see Minshew at the start of the second half?
You know what? Normally I would say no, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
for
Go ahead.
real.
Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give you my whole. If Jalen Hurts is not making the proper reads, if he's reading the one or two and just taking off after that, because you have to bench him. He has to learn to be a quarterback. You cannot be a Michael Vick of today's NFL league. Today is about throwing the football, about being accurate with your passes and getting the ball in the hands of your playmakers. It's not about you taking off unless your offense is work like that, like a Baltimore Ravens type of offense. Their offense is surrounded by Lamar Jackson. But at the same time, they understand they can't continue to run their quarterback, and they let him throw for 400 yards. And he was accurate during that time. Jalen Hurts needs to take a page out of that book and understand that, you know what, these offensive linemen, they got your back today. Let them block. Put them in a position where they have to block and throw an accurate ball. If you don't do that, you're not able to go through your reads and be accurate with your passes. Yes, you need to sit his ass down and get Minshew Mania in there.
I agree to a certain extent. I do agree to a certain extent because and don't get me wrong, I want to see Jalen Hurts the whole year because I want to be um very very what is it, sure that
Mm-hmm.
he is or is not the franchise quarterback. So I want to give him every opportunity. But I think it would be a good thing if he is continuing to leave the pocket early and missing open passes. I just want to see what Minshew can do. And if he's successful, I want Jalen to be able to sit back and see what a more veteran quarterback is seeing on the field. Maybe that might be a help to him. Like, oh, okay, all right, he's back there. Minshew doesn't have the athletic skills, so he's not going to run first. That might be his ability to run may be his Achilles heel because he knows he can get out of the pocket. And he uses it, but we don't need him to use it. We need him to stay back there as long as possible to go through his reads. So maybe he needs to see a more veteran quarterback in action that might help him. So at halftime, if it's out of hand, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Minshew. What do you think, Michelle?
How many snaps did he get in Jacksonville?
I think I
He
got a
got
season and a half.
he got a season and a half.
He got a season and a half. What was his record?
If you give me a second, I'll pull it up for you. He was actually very productive there in Jacksonville. It's just that everybody got injured around him. Let me pull his
No,
stats up for you.
Jacksonville sucked.
Yeah,
That's what
everybody. Yeah,
happened
they
around.
did.
You know what I
They
mean? They sucked.
did.
That's what happened to him. Their team
Like we
their
suck?
team is not too like their
Like
team
we
was
suck
much
right
better than
now?
us. Yeah,
So he didn't
yeah.
have the people around him or the plays around him? Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. That's my answer.
All right. All right. So, but yeah, like me, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I want to see him. I want to see Jalen. I want him to have a full year
I do too.
of that. I'm not. I wouldn't make the change per se to see if we can win more games because playoffs we're not doing. That's not happening. So this is a rebuild. We should be evaluating young talent, and he is one of the most important pieces in that young talent. Trying to determine whether he's going to be a franchise quarterback or not. So ordinarily I would say no, but if I was the coaching staff and it was my job, yo, I'm sorry. I mean, if I'm Jalen Hurts' agent, no, I don't want to see it. But if I'm the coach and I want to and I need to make an improvement, and I have an inkling that it may be my quarterback because I'm not at the practices, then I'm doing whatever I need to do to save my job.
Yeah. Well, if I was the
If I
agent, I would
really
be
thought,
looking at other teams for my quarterback that had veteran coaches.
Mhm,
That's just me.
and that would be great, yeah. But we had, there's different perspectives here. We're calling for his head. I'm personally calling for his head. So if I was in that position, they were calling for my head, I would be doing whatever needed to be done if I thought that
Throwing
I was
everybody under
doing
the
what,
bus but yourself.
not throw them under the bus, but if, you know what I'm saying, that'll be the last person. The last person I'm going to be throwing under the bus is me if I'm trying to keep my job. I'm not coming in and telling my boss, look, man, you need to get rid of me. I'm fucking up. Like, yo.
No, the thing about it is I'm not saying to necessarily bench to bench Jalen Hurts. He has to understand that he has to be better. He say it every week. The rent is due. I have to be better. I missed this. You have to be better in the spotlight of the game. You know that you can sit in that pocket for 1 or 2 seconds. There were instances last week where he straight up took off after his first read. He scrambled to his right when he had a healthy pocket. Sometimes those plays work out. That pass to Devontae Smith, where Devontae had a toe tap on the sideline. Jalen Hurts moved to the right and got to the sideline, which is great. He uses athletic ability to get to extend the play. Do that at times. But there are opportunities where he's straight up just missing. I don't know if he's going through his first read and say, you know what, I feel somebody on my backside, I see somebody on my front side, and he's not trusting this offensive lineman. Right now he has trust issues. And that trust issues is leading to us missing these big opportunities. I said this the first week of the season. I said Jalen needs to be a little bit better with his passes. He hit Zach Ertz. Remember that pass he threw to Zach Ertz? He underthrew Zach Ertz because his confidence of throwing the ball is not where it should be. He has a very strong arm. He can throw the ball deep, but he's not confident in his passes and his pass placement.
All right, don't get it twisted. Both coach and quarterback are not performing well.
Nah, not even.
Jalen's not without blame. Sirianni is not without blame. They both need to improve in the areas that they are weak in. Jalen does need to hit the open man. I'm not saying he's getting the best play calling, and nor is he being coached up correctly, in my opinion. But when the play is there, you got to make the play. And he's not doing that. So he has some improvement to be making himself. And Sirianni definitely has a lot of improvement to make. Hold on. Where's this comment at? I thought it was funny. All right. Eric says, Sirianni was talking to Code the other day about dirt and roots and flowers. He's looking for a gardener. Gardner Minshew. So that's what he's looking for. I thought that was funny.
There are
All
some
right,
guys. There are some guys in this league that's meant to be backup quarterbacks all their life. Listen, don't get me wrong. Gardner may be a good quarterback in the right system, but here I think he's going to be an outstanding backup quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so here we go. That's the end of the second quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, you watching Eagles Talk. Eagles, #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Game day edition. We are discussing this upcoming game, and I'm going to pivot now, all right? I'm going to pivot to the positive and getting behind our team because we are about to take on the Detroit Lions. And no matter how bad I feel about this coaching staff, this ownership, and the future, because if things don't change, we're going to be stuck in this pattern even if we get rid of this coaching staff. If Howie stays in place, he gets to pick a fourth coaching staff, and he hasn't done well the last 3. So, and he gets to control the draft, and we haven't done well there either. So just because we usher this coaching staff out the door doesn't mean it gets better. I wanted to see Doug going last year. He's gone, and it hasn't gotten better. So that's just an example. It got
progressively worse. And look at the trade rumors with Fletcher Cox. We know he's not happy with the coaching. Like I said, it's a recipe for disaster if these players don't feel like they could perform well under this coaching staff. Nobody's going to
Yeah,
want
and
to
it
come play here.
may be a fire sale come Tuesday. You hear the rumors about them going all in on a quarterback, whether it be for a trade
I hate
or
those
draft.
rumors. I hate these
Yeah, for
rumors. I hate
Yeah,
what?
these
For what?
anonymous
You
sources.
messing up the ones you have.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what you
yeah.
going to do? Mess up another one?
Well, one positive in that. I mean, there's plenty of negatives. Number one, why go get an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson, and this team is nowhere near ready to win now, and they're older.
No,
That would
no.
make
You
no
don't even
sense,
have the
especially
plays
Aaron
to
Rodgers.
support veteran players. If you're
No.
But a
one
good
of your
thing, though,
starting uh, DLs is sitting there talking about the play calling of the defensive coordinator. Come on.
Yeah.
yeah.
The play
One of
call
the
is
positives that
We're
could
not even a
happen.
terrible.
sexy team to be at right now.
No, we're far from being a sexy team. I mean, coaching wise and player wise, nobody wants to come here. Who wants to come here? Unless for
No.
the money, of course, anybody will come. But who
I
wants to
mean,
come
if
here?
if they pay me the right money, I'll be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
of
what? All
course.
right.
Those
The
those
the
who really really need a job would be here, but if you're a veteran player and you're trying to win a chip, or if you're a prospect like these young boys like
Mhm.
Devontae Smith and and you're used to winning, even Jalen, and you're used to winning, and you have to deal with a system that's not going to put you in the best position to win, why would you want to be here? This is not what any of
yeah,
them are used to. Let's be
No,
clear.
I
no.
agree with that. But in the cases of these veteran quarterbacks that we're talking about, they wouldn't have a choice. They will be traded here. So except Deshaun, because he has a no trades clause, so he can pick where he wants to
We
go.
don't
But
want
those other
Deshaun.
two,
We don't want Deshaun because he
all right.
doesn't want us. All right. So
But the positive, what I see is if you do bring in a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, although I'm not advocating for it, is that at least they can come in and they have the experience and stature to be able to challenge the coaches and say, "Yo, this is bullshit. No wonder y'all not winning. This is bullshit." You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers,
yeah.
he would come in like, "No, we can't run that,
Does
man.
Howie
This
does
is
Howie and
bullshit."
Jeffrey Lurie
No,
even allow anybody
no,
challenging anything?
no, no,
That's
no,
the
not
problem.
even close.
You the problem goes all the way to the top.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're 100% right about that because if you look at, I know we entered the quarter and we're in halftime right now, but the dynamic is they from the reports that we heard, that's all we can go off because we're not inside that facility. From the reports, they want to be a more pass happy offense that doesn't survive in the NFL because at
Mm-mm.
sometime during the games you have to be able to run the football. You had to be able to run the football because
Hmm.
if I'm a defensive coordinator on the opposite side of the ball and I'm seeing that you're not running the football, you're making my job easier. So
Hmm.
I'm blitzing up, I'm blitzing up the A gap. I'm doing my exotic blitzes. I'm doing my different coverages because I know Jalen Hurts. He's not experienced with that yet. He's not too experienced with that yet. So therefore, I can get him off his keys, and I can make him make bad decisions. You got to help him out. You got to help him out. You got to help him out by running the football. That makes him a better quarterback in this system, whatever this system is.
All right, so we ended that
Right.
second
I
quarter's
agree. I
halftime.
agree with Eddie. Why waste it on old
Yeah,
QBs? And Fletcher Cox's quote, I don't get paid to play screens. I get paid to get sacks.
right.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Somebody got mad at him. I'm not gonna say his name. It's on WIP. So they didn't get sacks. It's not the
How
defensive
if he's
coordinator.
listening to
How?
his coach?
It's the
Right.
defensive
His
coordinator's
coach is
philosophy that he
making
picks
him a
the two blocks.
spy
Yes.
instead of sending him as the house. Like who does that? It's
Well,
Fletcher Cox.
he's telling him to take on the two blocks. Just command the two blocks so everybody else can be free. Like, no, dude, let your
No.
roster be free. Pause.
Right. Take on the 2 blocks. Go cover the screens.
Yeah, that makes
We
absolutely
don't need you
no
for
sense.
sacks. I don't know, but here, another Eddie quote I like too. Bitching Hurts and putting Minshew can also expose Nick Kotite's coaching.
Hmm.
We will see all that he
Yeah.
can't do.
I
I'm
like
Right.
for
that
that.
Nick
That's
Kotite.
another reason.
Eddie,
Yeah.
Eddie, you be coming up with some funny stuff, Eddie. On the low, you be coming up with some funny stuff, Eddie.
That's
It's
true
true
though.
though.
If we put in Minshew
And
and
it's still a
it looks
dumpster fire,
still,
which it
yep, it's
probably
still a
is going to
dumpster.
be.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we can eliminate Jalen Hurts as the problem. You know what I'm saying? Not that he wouldn't have still things to work on, but if we
Right.
see Minshew get back there and have the
Get
same
manhandled.
struggles and play call and that play calling all that, then we will know like, all right, this guy has got to go. All
I
right,
do got to
so
do this. I do got to do this as we about to start this quarter.
right.
I do got to give a shout out to Howie Roseman because he got a 5th-round draft pick for a washed-up second-string quarterback at Joe Flacco when the Carolina Panthers, I'm sorry, the Patriots only got a 7th-round, what was it, 6th-round draft pick for a defensive player of the year?
Cam?
No, they got
Oh,
when it's Gilmore.
when they
When they
got rid
traded
of Gilmore,
when they got rid of Gilmore, they got a 6th round. We got a 5th round for Joe Flacco. So
and they got a 7th round for an all pro defensive cornerback there.
Yeah.
That was cool.
that
That was
great.
good. But no, don't do that.
No,
Don't
no,
do that here.
that's-
Yeah, well,
that's
if
it.
Howie
Not-
stayed in his lane and just did the deals and stayed out of coaching, we might be all right. But
and
he
drafting.
right. He
He got to stay away
shouldn't.
from drafting. He got to stay
I'm
away
just
from
saying
drafting.
he should just be the deal maker. He shouldn't have any say anywhere else, and that's part of the problem.
Right. I agree with that. Just let him do deals. He's not a
Let-
great talent evaluator.
Nope.
Let him do contracts. He's definitely not a good draft person.
Yeah, and he
keep him
shouldn't be
away
picking
from those
coaches.
things.
He shouldn't be picking coaches.
No, he shouldn't be picking coaches also. All right, that's the end of the second quarter, man. Halftime is over. Let's begin this third quarter. You are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We are going to transition second half of the show, and we're about to get ready for our Philadelphia Eagles to take on the Detroit Lions. 0-7 Detroit Lions. Our Philadelphia Eagles are 2-5. Not that we're much better, but we should win, right? We should win. Let's win.
But
this
I
game.
agree
All right.
with Tony. Do we trust Howie with more picks? I said that last week. Like, do we
No.
really trust? Everybody's like, more picks to do what? Mess up?
Right.
More
So,
top
all right,
prospects
let's
to
start this
come
quarter. Let's
in.
start this quarter first. We'll continue that. Let's start this
You're
quarter.
now listening to the third quarter.
All right, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I'm on a sabbatical. I'm detoxing, drinking my coffee, getting hyped for the game. Pat is doing the Jameson, and we don't
I
know
have
what Michelle's doing,
sangria.
but she can lie. She can lie to
no,
us.
I
She can't
don't.
see it.
No,
I
she don't
drank
lie.
some.
I know.
I
she
have
drinks
some
All right, I'm
sangria,
just
red
joking.
sangria with cranberries and peaches, a little fall
She's
something,
drinking
something.
wine in
All right.
Red Bull.
All right, raise your glasses. Let's do this to our Philadelphia Eagles in hopes of a win, a dominating win over the Detroit Lions today. Everybody, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That is by Eagles fans for Eagles fans.
EAGLES, Eagles. Yeah, let's go. Here we go. We're going to do this. I don't even want to talk about the draft picks. I want to talk about this upcoming game. The Detroit Lions. We take on the Detroit Lions, and the assistant head coaches for the Detroit Lions should be our head coach, and that's one Deuce Staley. So we'll be playing opposite of our should-be head coach, Deuce Staley. And hopefully, if this guy stinks up the field, meaning Nick's Kotite, as Eddie so affectionately calls him. Nick Kotite's messed up today. Maybe he'll be out the door and we can bring Deuce Staley back here. So this is a question. Are you guys rooting for the Eagles to lose or win today? Do you want to see this dumpster fire continue to assure that this coaching staff is out of here, we get a better draft pick, or do you want this team to win because that's our team?
The players don't want to lose. Come on, we can't be rooting for them to lose. Who wants to get up and go to work every week in this dumpster fire and continue to lose? That's just mean. That's just mean to even wish that just for some draft picks for Howie to screw up. No, I want them to win. Even if they only get 5 wins this season, I want them to at least have something.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
I'm in total agreement with that. Like it as a player, it like you take that loss personal for at least 3 days afterwards. Like even when we're about to play the next game, before you actually get on that field, you still had that loss in your system. So therefore, in the city of Philadelphia, we live and die by our teams a lot of times. You know, you can tell the mood of the town just by if we won or we lost. You know, when we won that Super Bowl, the whole city for a whole month, you know, the violence was down. Everybody
6 months.
Yes, everybody was cheering each other. You know, even enemies were high-fiving each other. Then all hell broke loose after that. But you know, you want to win. You play the game. You play the game to win.
That's right. That's right. I agree.
Oh man, I have to take a moment out to just say that again, and this will be a reoccurring theme throughout the season. Doug, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Doug.
I
I'm
know.
Sorry. I didn't know. I not know.
I said he should have had another season. I did say that. I was like, he should at least have one more season before he gets the axe. I had no idea they were going to.
He will be a head coach in the league next year.
I'm so sorry.
He should be our coach this year. Imagine what he would have did with these young kids.
I told you. I said he needs one more year.
We both said that. Dante was dead set on getting him out of here, and we were like, "No, he deserves another season."
Get him and Howie out of here.
I didn't know that they were going to go and pick Nick Kotite. I didn't know that. I thought we were going to get a better coach than Doug. That's what I was hoping. But that's why the saying goes: "Be careful what you wish for." Because I wasn't careful.
The grass is not always greener out in these football streets.
Oh my goodness. The Eagles green is not always greener on the other side of the coach. All right.
No.
So, Doug, I'm so sorry. So there it is. This will be happening every show from now to the end of the year. Doug, sorry again. All right.
You gotta look at Eric Duff's comment. Nick Kotite.
Yeah.
It's a shame. That's what we got.
Yeah,
you know what memes with the pens in his hat? He's a full on joke right now.
There is somebody that actually had a full costume of Nick Sirianni, right? And had the little play chart. And on the play chart, if I could pull it up for you.
I saw that.
If I could find it, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it.
Yeah, on the play card, on the other side, it was saying like he was looking at one side. On the other side, had plays like, "Don't run the ball."
Right? Yeah, it's like RPO only.
RPO only. Like I'm like, oh, I was dying. I'll steal one from a
here it is. I got you. He said,
ahead.
"Don't run the ball. Prevent defense." No, it's a game plan. Don't run. Do not run. Do not run. Prevent defense. Punt is greater than turnover. Water plants at half. Miles Sanders equals bad. Highlights equals success. Suck off, Howie. I'm sorry.
Oh wow, yeah, that was horrible, man. That was horrible. But we got to find a way to win this game, right? And how do we do that? How do you guys say that we beat Detroit today?
Let the players coach themselves.
That's a good one.
For real. Let Fletcher Cox run the defense. You know, let Hurts and Kelsey run the offense. I'm just saying, that's how we win today. Let the players call the plays.
Are playing in there, coaching themselves today.
No, I'm not taking that, Tony. Tony, I'm taking. This is like what is that? Wheel of Fortune where you take off the A, the letters that you know they're going to call.
Yeah.
I'm taking off the obvious one. I'm taking run the ball off the chart. Now, how do we win the game? Now, if I take run the ball, we know we got to run the ball. We've been having to run the ball
Blitz.
all. I'm taking blitz off too because we know we have to do that too. Now, give me some. Now, really think about it now because we know we got to blitz. That's meaning getting more pressure on the quarterback, and we know we need to run the ball. Two things that they won't do, but if they had incorporated a little earlier, we might have more success than what we're having now. They're the most obvious. What else do we have to do?
We need some plays that disguise what we're, our passing game. We don't do that. Like, God forbid we have a crossing route. Nothing.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Seriously?
The middle
Like,
of the field,
nothing.
yes.
Nothing. We don't disguise anything. You know what's coming as soon as he says hut.
So I'm gonna say this. Yes, you're Michelle. You're 100% right. You do. It's very predictable. Their offense is very. It's not even Madden. Like
Basic
on Madden, you can disguise your plays. On here, it's like, you know what? I see all your routes. I see your outside routes. I see those deep deep seam routes. You're not doing anything that's crossing the field, that's playing on the eyes of these linebackers and these safeties. You have to be able to disguise what you're doing. We got to be unpredictable in predictable situations. Last week, when we came out that first drive and we were able to do play action, not only did it make the throws for Jalen Hurts much easier, you got those linebackers, you got those safeties' eyes looking somewhere totally different because they were expecting the run out of the quarterback being under center, right? Under center for this Philadelphia Eagles team means that they're going to run the ball at least 90% of the time or more.
Was
right?
that drive the only time he was under center all
Correct.
season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that. Maybe put our quarterback under center. Maybe run some play action.
Let him take it back to high school.
Bury the RPO inside of that dirt that you're talking about.
Maybe do some pre-snap motion to help out the quarterback recognize whether they're in zone or man-to-man.
I'm sorry.
Wow, how about that?
I gotta stop you on that. And this is why I say Jalen Hurts needs to be better, because they do have a little bit of pre-movement, right? Motion movement, but he doesn't realize if that corner or that slot corner doesn't go with that receiver, is zone. That happened about 17 times last week. And he didn't realize the different coverages. So this is why I say he has to be better.
That's fair.
Coaching.
But a coach would have pointed that out.
Yeah, they would have pointed out.
A coach would have broke down the film and said, "Look,
when this happens,
A equals B, B equals C, C equals D in this scenario." That's what film is for.
Correct.
He wouldn't have made that mistake 17 times last week if a coach sat him down and told him. Again, we got these wet behind the ear coaches that clearly don't know how to develop players at this level.
Not at all. And that is why they have to go. So they got 10 more weeks, and starting today.
10 more weeks. Wow, we got 10 weeks. Oh man, what is our bye week? It's like we getting bullet after bullet after bullet after bullet.
It's torture.
That is not a glowing endorsement when you're asking when is our bye week. When we're asking when is our team not playing.
It's a shame we only call him co-type. Nick and Nick.
Dante, we gotta do two things. First of all, I gotta tell you about this beer.
All right.
This is one I told you about before. The Glash is very good, and it comes in these type of bottles.
That's cute.
And also, we gotta start going to because we got 4 minutes before the game kicks off.
Yeah, we're not going to go to fourth quarter.
No, we're not going to fourth quarter. But also, we have to make sure that Sirianni becomes, he is a rookie coach. He's going to have his bumps and bruises. So is Jonathan Gannon. They're going to have their bumps and bruises. And I agree with you last week. If you heard me last week, I said, you know what? This is more or less like a rebuild and retooling year because these guys are learning on the job. And I totally agree with what you were talking about a few weeks ago about that.
All right, that's
they get the pleasure and the privilege to learn on the job. Who would get to learn on the job as an NFL head coach? Stop. I can't even. I'm sorry.
And in that same vein, so we're not really predicated on wins and losses this year. We're looking more towards progression, and that's why I'm as upset as I am, because I've seen no progression. I've seen regression, and that's what makes me the most upset. I've seen this team go backwards from the Atlanta game. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm upset about. I'm not even judging you on wins and losses, and you're doing a horrible job. I'm keeping wins and losses out of the judgment equation, and you're still doing horrible. You're still doing horrible. So
we have opportunity to change the ebb and flow of what's going on right now. We have the opportunity to learn from our mistakes and be better going forward. You said we have 10 more weeks. Yes, I did ask for the bye week. I know it's hilarious that I asked for the bye week, but you know what? Sometimes players need to sit back, relax, and refresh, and get back onto what they doing, what they need to do to start winning the game.
Right.
Hold on, put this back up here. Ellis, shut up, Ellis. Ellis is laughing at. Ellis is a Washington football team fan. He's a friend of mine, and he's always busting my balls about the Eagles.
Hit the camera. You got to hit the camera.
Yeah.
Ellis,
shut up, Ellis.
Stop.
Shut up. Go worry about your own team, Ellis. The defense that's non-existent. The defense who other teams come on, and when it's 4th down, they don't care. They go for it against your defense. That's what this is. This was the number one defense last year, and everybody goes for it on 4th down against the Washington football team. I don't care if it's 4th for 10. They'd be like, 4th for 10? Yeah, let's go for it. It's only Washington. We can get a first down.
I'm going to give you a surprise prediction today. And I have never done this in my life of being a host.
Never.
If you go back to every single show we have done, I have never predicted the Eagles to lose a game. I have never predicted the Eagles to lose the game.
No, he hasn't. That's a never ever. That is.
But today, I listen. If this play calling is straight up vanilla, like it has been the last 7 weeks,
the entire season,
this team is not going. This team is not going to win.
No, it ain't. It's not even vanilla. This offense is COVID.
It's
like no taste.
Basic girl 101.
No taste.
But if we're able to come out there and do what we did the first drive of last week's game, run the football. I know Dante said take that out of the equation. If we're able to do something different, learn from what we have, what helps us succeed in this league, which is running the football. You got to pound and bruise and running back in Jordan Howard. Use them.
This offense is Uggs, leggings, and a pumpkin latte wrapped up in a ball. Basic as F.
Hey,
damn! That was the line of the day.
I need to see
Eric, you need to stop. Don't drink no more because you're tripping. You know about he going out on 11. Devontae gonna blow up. Okay, I'm looking for that, but nah. I don't know. I don't see it. I won't believe it until I see it. Let's put it that way.
I think Slade will have a great game. I think Slade's going to be a lockdown corner today. But don't forget, this is a Deuce Staley coached running backs with Devontae.
They're going to run all over us.
With Swifty. Swifty is not – he's a good running back, but he's a better running back out the backfield. He leads his team in receiving yards. So you have to be very wary about that. If we're able to take care of that, I do think we win. But if we revert back to the vanilla BS, we're definitely going to lose. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I'm withholding my prediction. What do you got, Nichelle, before we get out of here?
It'll be a close game. That's all I got.
Wow, and that sums it up right there. You hear the enthusiasm in her voice as she said that? That's where we are.
I can't get emotionally invested in this. You know what I mean? I'm going to... I'll probably do some work, some laundry.
I'm going to do a safe corridor. I'm helping kids out today, so I'm going to go give out some candy.
That's sweet.
Great job. Great job. Hey, you guys, go check out the game. Root for our Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully we'll get the win. And I told you, I just said that before. I don't have a prediction.
There's no prediction.
All right. There's no prediction. All right, so go check out the game. Come back and follow us in the post game as we talk about what our Philadelphia Eagles have put on the field today. Hopefully it's a win. We'll see you guys after the game, man. I'm your man, Dante the Dark Knight. For Pat and Nichelle, we'll see you guys at 4. Peace. Shut up, Ellis. Shut up, Ellis.
4, 3, 2, smash him up. Crack that fool. Quarterback crack. Yo, sack that fool. Hit him.